If you are over 60 and weight loss suddenly stopped working, this video is for you. You are not lazy, you are not doing something wrong, and your body is not broken. What actually stopped working is the old advice you were given. Most people believe weight loss is about eating less and moving more. That may work in your 30s or 40s. But after 60, your body plays by a completely different set of rules. Many people tell me the same story. They eat smaller meals, they walk every day, they even skip desserts. Yet the scale barely moves. Or worse, the weight comes back even faster. Doctors see this every week. People doing everything right. But their body refuses to respond. The problem is not willpower. The problem is that weight loss after 60 is no longer about calories. It is about how your body decides where to store energy. After 60, your metabolism does not simply slow down. It changes direction. Your body becomes more protective, more conservative, more focused on survival than appearance. And when that shift happens, fat loss stops following simple math. This is why cutting calories often backfires. You lose muscle. Your metabolism slows even more, and fat becomes harder to burn. Doctors don't focus on weight for this reason. They look at signals inside your body instead. Signals that tell your body whether it feels safe enough to release fat or scared enough to hold on to it. In this video, I'll explain what those signals are, why most people miss them, and what doctors actually pay attention to after 60. Not to sell you a diet, not to push extreme exercise, but to help you understand why your body changed and what really matters now. Stay with me, because once you see this clearly, weight loss stops feeling like a personal failure and starts making biological sense. Let's talk about what really changes inside your body after 60. Most people think metabolism just slows down with age. That's not accurate. What actually happens is more specific. Your body becomes much more selective about where it burns energy and where it stores it. In your younger years, your body was flexible. If you ate less, it burned fat. If you moved more, it adapted quickly. After 60, that flexibility fades. Your body starts prioritizing stability over change. Muscle becomes expensive to maintain. Fat becomes cheap insurance. So your body quietly shifts resources. It protects fat stores, especially around the abdomen, hips, and lower back. This isn't random. From a biological perspective, fat equals survival. Fat cushions organs. Fat provides emergency fuel. Fat helps the body feel safe during stress. And after 60, your body perceives stress more easily. Stress from dieting. Stress from poor sleep. Stress from inflammation. Stress from illness. When stress signals rise, fat loss shuts down. This is why eating less often leads to worse results. Your body interprets calorie restriction as danger. It responds by lowering energy output, reducing muscle mass, and conserving fat even harder. Meanwhile, the scale may stay the same, but body composition quietly worsens. Less muscle, more fat, lower strength. Doctors don't call this failed dieting. They call it a metabolic shift. And once that shift happens, traditional weight loss advice stops working. Not because you failed, but because the rules changed. The key question after 60 is no longer, how do I burn more calories? The real question becomes, what signals is my body responding to? Because fat loss now depends on signals, not effort. In the next part, we'll look at the most important signal doctors focus on when weight loss stalls after 60. And it's not exercise. The number one signal doctors look at after 60 is not weight. It's not calories. And it's not how much you walk. It's insulin behavior. Insulin is the hormone that decides whether your body stores energy or releases it. When insulin works well, fat can be burned. When insulin stops working properly, fat becomes locked in place. After 60, insulin resistance becomes extremely common. And the problem is, most people don't know they have it. Their blood sugar tests look normal. Their doctors say everything is fine. But inside the body, insulin is quietly losing control. Here's what that means. Your cells stop responding to insulin efficiently, so your body produces more of it. Higher insulin tells your body one thing: store fat, do not burn it, especially belly fat. This is why belly fat often appears suddenly after 60, even without weight gain. It's not about overeating, it's about signaling. And walking alone does very little to change insulin behavior. Walking burns calories, but it does not significantly improve insulin sensitivity in aging muscle. Doctors know this. That's why they don't focus on weight first. They look at waist size, energy levels, muscle strength, and how quickly fatigue appears. Because insulin resistance doesn't just affect fat, it affects muscles. When insulin doesn't work, muscle cells struggle to absorb fuel. So muscles weaken, even if body weight stays the same. This is how people become softer over time, without realizing why. Fat goes up, muscle goes down, strength disappears, and the scale lies. In the next part, I'll explain why focusing on weight alone can actually make insulin resistance worse after 60, and why doctors shift attention away from the scale entirely. After 60, chasing weight loss can actually backfire. This surprises most people, but doctors see it every day. Here's why. When older adults aggressively try to lose weight, they rarely lose fat first. They lose muscle. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports joints, and protects balance. When muscle is lost, insulin resistance gets worse, not better. This is why many seniors lose weight, but feel weaker, more tired, and less stable. The scale goes down, but health goes with it. Doctors call this sarcopenic fat gain. You lose muscle. Fat stays. Or fat even increases. And this creates a dangerous cycle. Less muscle means lower insulin sensitivity. Lower insulin sensitivity means more fat storage. More fat storage makes movement harder. Walking becomes tiring. Stairs feel heavy. Getting out of a chair feels slow. So people move less. And muscle loss accelerates. This is why doctors stop focusing on weight numbers after a certain age. Instead, they focus on function. Can you stand up easily? Can you carry groceries? Can you walk without fear of falling? These questions matter more than pounds. Here's something most people never hear. Two people can weigh the same, but one is healthy and the other is at high risk. The difference is muscle quality. Strong muscles improve insulin sensitivity even without weight loss. That's why doctors prioritize signals over scales. Signals like strength, stability, energy, and waist control. In the next part, I'll explain the one daily habit that doctors use to improve insulin sensitivity after 60 without dieting and without aggressive exercise. And it takes less than 5 minutes. So what do doctors actually recommend after 60? Not dieting harder, not walking longer, and not cutting more calories. They focus on one daily signal: muscle activation. Not long workouts, not heavy weights, just brief, intentional muscle use. Here's why. When muscles contract with purpose, they send a powerful message to the body. They tell insulin, "Come here, we need fuel." This immediately improves insulin sensitivity, and it works even without weight loss, even without sweating. Doctors often prescribe short resistance movements instead of longer walks, because resistance tells muscles to wake up. Walking tells the body to conserve. This is the key difference. After 60, the body becomes protective. It wants to save energy, save fat, Avoid strain. Resistance signals reverse that message. They say, this body is still in use. Here's the simplest form doctors start with. Standing up from a chair. Slowly, with control. No hands if possible. This single movement activates the thighs, hips, core, and stabilizers. These are the muscles most responsible for insulin sensitivity. Just 5 repetitions can increase muscle glucose uptake for hours. That's why doctors care less about steps and more about how you move. Quality over quantity. The body responds to intensity, not duration. And intensity doesn't mean hard. It means focused. In the next part, I'll explain why timing matters. Why doing this at the wrong time of day reduces its effect, and when doctors recommend doing it for maximum benefit after 60. Timing changes everything after 60. The same movement can give very different results depending on when you do it. Doctors have learned this the hard way. Here's what the body does as we age. In the morning, your insulin sensitivity is naturally lower. Your muscles are stiff. Blood sugar is higher. Hormones are still adjusting from sleep. This is why heavy movement early in the morning often feels harder after 60, and why many people feel tired even before noon. Doctors don't push resistance first thing. Instead, they recommend a late morning window, roughly 1 to 2 hours after breakfast. At this time, blood sugar is circulating, muscles are warmer, and insulin is already active. This makes muscle contractions much more effective. A few controlled movements here can lower blood sugar for the rest of the day. Another powerful window is late afternoon, around 4 to 6 p.m. At this time, muscles respond strongly to activation. Insulin sensitivity peaks naturally. Strength is higher. Balance is better. This is why doctors often schedule physical therapy sessions in the afternoon for older adults. Even 5 minutes here can outperform a long walk earlier in the day. What doctors avoid? Late-night intense movement. After dinner, the body shifts into storage mode. Hard activity here can disrupt sleep and stress joints. Instead, evenings are for gentle movement, mobility, breathing, light muscle engagement, not intensity. In the next part, I'll show you how doctors combine movement timing plus food timing to protect insulin after 60 without strict diets. This is where most people finally see results. This is where everything comes together. Doctors don't separate food and movement after 60. They link them, because insulin doesn't respond to food alone, and it doesn't respond to movement alone. It responds to sequence. Here's the mistake most people make. They eat, then they sit. Or they exercise hard without thinking about meals. Both confuse insulin. Doctors do the opposite. They use small movements after eating to guide insulin correctly. Not walking for miles, just light muscle activation. 10 to 15 minutes after a meal, do something simple. Stand up from a chair slowly, a few times. March in place gently. Lift your heels. Engage your thighs. This tells insulin exactly where to go. Into muscles, not into fat storage. This single habit can reduce blood sugar spikes dramatically. Doctors love this because it's safe, joint-friendly, and realistic. No gym, no sweating, no exhaustion, just smart signaling. Now about food. Doctors don't remove food groups after 60. They change order. Protein first, vegetables second, carbohydrates last. This slows glucose absorption and reduces insulin demand. Same meal, different signal. It's not about eating less. It's about eating in the right order. When combined with light movement, insulin stays controlled for hours. This is why some seniors see improvements without changing calories at all. Their body finally understands what to do with the fuel. In the next part, I'll explain the biggest insulin mistake doctors see in well-meaning seniors. It looks healthy. It feels responsible. But it quietly worsens insulin resistance after 60. Here is the mistake doctors see constantly after 60, and it surprises people because it looks healthy. The mistake is eating too little. Many seniors believe that eating less will automatically improve blood sugar and reduce fat. But after 60, this often does the opposite. When the body senses underfueling, it becomes defensive. Muscle breakdown increases. Stress hormones rise. Insulin sensitivity worsens. The body thinks, resources are scarce. Store everything. This is why some people eat less but gain belly fat and feel weaker. Doctors see this pattern often: low appetite, low protein, low strength, high blood sugar swings. Another version of this mistake is skipping meals completely, especially breakfast. Fasting can help some people, but after 60, it must be used carefully. Skipping meals without muscle activation teaches the body to conserve, not to improve insulin. Doctors don't remove meals first. They stabilize muscles first. Then they adjust timing. Protein is critical here. After 60, your body needs more protein, not less. Protein preserves muscle. Muscle improves insulin sensitivity. Without enough protein, no strategy works long-term. This is why doctors often say, protect muscle before chasing fat. Strength first. Control second. Weight last. In the next part, I'll show you how doctors measure progress without relying on the scale. Because the scale is often misleading after 60. After 60, doctors stop trusting the scale, because weight alone doesn't tell the truth anymore. Instead, they look at signals. The first signal is waist behavior, not waist size once, but how it changes over time. A shrinking waist with stable weight means insulin is improving. A growing waist, even without weight gain, means insulin resistance is worsening. The second signal is strength retention. Can you stand up faster than last month? Can you rise without using your hands? If strength improves, insulin sensitivity is improving too. Doctors care deeply about this, because muscle strength and insulin response are directly linked. The third signal is energy timing. Do you crash after meals? Do you feel sleepy after eating? Frequent energy crashes mean insulin spikes are too high. When insulin improves, energy becomes stable. No sharp drops, no sudden fatigue. The fourth signal is morning stiffness. High insulin resistance increases inflammation. When insulin improves, joints feel looser in the morning. Movement becomes easier. This is why doctors ask about how you feel when you wake up. Not just lab numbers. Blood tests matter. But symptoms speak louder. Doctors know this. They watch patterns, not isolated results. In the next part, I'll explain why improvement after 60 often feels slow at first, and why many people quit right before results appear. This is the part where most people quit, not because it doesn't work, but because it works quietly at first. After 60, the body does not change fast on the outside. It changes internally first. Insulin improves before fat moves. Muscle stabilizes before strength shows. Inflammation drops before pain disappears. Doctors warn patients about this, because the first 2 to 3 weeks often feel uneventful. No dramatic weight loss, no visible changes, and people assume nothing is happening. But inside the body, important repairs are underway. Muscle cells are becoming more sensitive. Blood sugar swings are shrinking. Hormonal signals are stabilizing. This phase is invisible and dangerous, because quitting here resets everything. Doctors call this the adaptation window. If you stay consistent through it, results accelerate. If you stop, the body returns to storage mode. This is why doctors tell patients to watch how they feel, not what they see. Better balance, smoother movement, more stable energy. These come first. Fat reduction comes later, often around week 4 or 5. This delay is normal. It's also why quick fixes fail. They chase visible results before the body is ready. Doctors build foundations first, then results last. In the final part, I'll summarize the exact approach doctors use to protect insulin, muscle, and independence after 60. Simple, sustainable, and realistic for everyday life. So let's bring this together. After 60, health is no longer about extremes. Not extreme dieting, not extreme exercise. Doctors focus on signals. They protect muscle first. Because muscle controls insulin, they guide insulin next. Because insulin controls fat, energy, and inflammation. And they stop chasing the scale. Instead, they watch function. Can you stand up with control? Can you move without fear? Can you go through the day with steady energy? This is real health after 60. The strategy is simple. Short, intentional muscle activation at the right time of day, gentle movement after meals, not long walks that exhaust you, enough protein to protect muscle, not eating less and hoping for the best, watching signals, not obsessing over numbers. This approach is boring to sell, but powerful in real life. It doesn't promise miracles. It restores control. Doctors use it because it works even when nothing else has, and it respects the aging body instead of fighting it. If you take one thing from this video, remember this: your body is not broken. It is responding to the signals you give it. Change the signals, and the body responds. Even after 60. Even after years of struggle. Start small. Stay consistent. And give your body time. That's how doctors protect independence. Now we want to hear from you. Which part of this surprised you most? And what change are you willing to try this week? Leave a comment below. We read every one. And if this helped you understand your body better, subscribe to the channel. We share clear, honest health guidance for staying strong, steady, and independent after 60. Thank you for watching.